The honor that has been bestowed on me today has a profound meaning for me. I have been honored before by institutions and governments and nations, and I've always been touched by such honor. It helped me understand that there was some correctness in choices that I've made about what to do with my life. But this honor coming from the University of the West Indies goes so deep into my marrow of my bones that I cannot begin to eloquently describe what it means to me. And in the parish of St. Anne, just outside of Brownstown, in a place that I remember we call Abuka, one could not have lived in a more rural, in a more quote-unquote primitive environment. We certainly could not possibly have been poorer than our neighbors and all who lived there. I went there to live with my grandmother, Mumu Clark. And her love and her generosity and her simplicity gave me a comfort that was desperately needed in what was, in fact, an extremely troublesome childhood. When I came to Kingston to live with relatives here because economic circumstance required that the burden of taking care of me and my brother had to be shifted from relative to relative, so the economic hardship of taking care of us would not fall just on the shoulders of one group or one member of the family. So in coming to Kingston, they sought to do for me what they thought was best, and they sent me to school. And I maintain that I am the only one with the great distinction of having been thrown out of the Morris Nib Preparatory School, which was the first one, Michael Elementary, which was the second one, Woolmer's Boys School, which was the longest and the third one, and Halfway Tree School in St. Andrew, which was the last act of desperation. And to have been thrown out of all these institutions in the same week. Not quite, but I couldn't resist the levity of that thought. Let's put it this way, it felt like a week. I've been thrown out of all of these institutions because I suffered from a learning disorder. Because my parents having to go back to the United States and leaving me in a place that was unfamiliar to me left me completely unsettled. And although people perceived that there was some intelligence in this little creature called Harry, that I did not live up to what they thought was my potential to learn, to go through school and to achieve those things that the entire family, and especially my mother, so desperately wanted. When I went into the United States Navy, because I was 17 when I volunteered, being unsuccessful in all else in life, I needed some place for stability. I needed some place for organization. I needed to go someplace where there was a purpose beyond anything I knew. The United States Navy gave me that opportunity. It is ironic in a way because I have no love nor care for the military, nor what it is commissioned to do. I love peace, and I'm an anti-war activist. But I must admit that the United States Navy, in its crusade to defeat fascism and white supremacy, had great attraction for me because its purpose was honorable, and therefore I felt a sense of honor. In the United States Navy, I experienced discrimination. The armed forces were segregated, but I also experienced opportunity. It was there that I met my first core of black intellectuals, and I never knew any existed.